I got approached recently by somebody who said, look, you openly admit that you took a long, circuitous path in order to achieve the type of diet and lifestyle program that you now follow. But you ended up there successfully. And so what if it took 18 years or 25 years or however long you want to say it actually took? Wouldn't you recommend that as the way to go? Because, it got you there, right? And I'm going, do you really want to take 18 years from now to get to where you want to go? It used to be that the route was standard American diet, some variations of it that everybody likes to call healthy. Everybody thinks they eat well, right? Ask anybody. Ask anybody, and they'll all go, oh yeah, I really eat well. I watch what I eat. I'm going, yeah, like who closes their eyes? Everybody watches. Oh, I eat really well. I'm on a healthy diet. Everybody will tell you that. In fact, a recent study was done. Do you all know what a bell curve is, or what they call the normal curve, right? It means like 80% of the people have to fall into the average on anything all the time, always. It never works out any other way. 10% are at the bottom, 10% at the top. 80% are in the middle average, right? And they did a study recently, and the question asked was, how well do you drive? 90% of people believe that they drive better than everybody else. Well, that just can't be. It makes you just that much more careful when you go out on the road because these people think they're driving better than you. I did learn something, though, when I was in California this year. Apparently a new rule was passed. The person directly behind you has right of way in California road systems. It was spooky. So why are we losing people as fast as we're gaining them? Why are we not seeing a magnificent rise? Come on. In 1983, a guy approached me. He was a family member, in fact, a relative of a relative, but he approached me on an investment idea. He said, there's this new machine coming out, and you could be right there. If you invest in this new machine, even a couple of $1,000, you could just become a multimillionaire overnight. I go, what is it? He goes, what it is you make a phone call, and you take a piece of paper and you stick it in your phone, and the person at the other end will be able to print out the same piece of paper. They'll have the piece of paper as fast as a phone call. And I said to him, why don't you just mail it to him? Okay, I wasn't visionary. I understand I wasn't visionary. Fax machine came. In fact, for most people, fax machine came and went. Right? I know there's still some faxes being sent around, but it's not the technology of the decade for sure. It was a better way to do things, and a lot of faxes got sent. And if we actually have something that is magnificently better, it should be catching on, big time, not slowly or virtually not at all, to a point where we just remain this little trickle that, okay, there's some backlash. Have you heard about lycopene? Yeah, you get more lycopene from eating cooked food. You heard that? It's not true. It's not true. What's true is that about half the lycopene in a tomato gets destroyed when you cook it. But the rest of the lycopene that's left, you absorb a slightly higher percentage of it. But the total lycopene absorption is less than if you just ate the tomato. So in actual lycopene, you get more from a tomato than you do from cooked. But the percentage that you absorb is greater from a cooked tomato. Well, who cares what the percentage is? You care how much you get. So they lie to you and tell you, oh, you get more lycopene. And it's...
What's lycopene? I'm sorry, I don't know what.
Lycopene is a plant nutrient. It's literally what's technically called a phytochemical, which means plant nutrient. And it for men supposedly has some anti-cancer prostate value. Why it's being promoted to women, I can't exactly tell you. I know there's some ballsy women, but separate thing, but it supposedly has some anti-cancer value. But the whole idea that nutrition can be encapsulated in an isolated fashion and talking about this nutrient and that nutrient is a complete misnomer of how nutrition works. And this will be a major concept that we'll work with today as we start to look at where do our misconceptions lie.